What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Brawling John with another episode of How to Play. And on this episode, we are featuring a extremely fun team built around Primarina. And I know that this Pokemon is some people's favorite starter Pokemon, so I was really excited to bring you guys a team that actually makes it work and takes advantage of some of the meta Pokemon that are in the current VGC format. So let's get right into the team. This Primarina is Terra Fairy. Now, it is already naturally a Fairy type, so this Terra is not for defensive positioning, it is rather for offensive positioning. What this Primarina loves to do is it loves to take advantage of all the support Pokemon that this team has, and it loves to go for Calm Mind setup with Leftovers, Hyper Voice, Draining Kiss, and Protect. What this allows you to do is you can use Fake Out Pressure, Intimidate Pressure, Trick Room Pressure, Tailwind Pressure, whatever pressure you think fits your matchup. Set up those Calm Minds and go to work with Draining Kiss. This Primarina has a huge amount of physical bulk on it already, so once you get one or two Calm Minds, it becomes really difficult to remove, and in unison with Incineroar and Rillaboom, it is a very strong core. This Incineroar is Terra Dragon so that you can cover for Water Shifu, all sorts of different type of strong Pokemon in the meta right now, Raging Bolt, things like that. It is Assault Vested, U-Turn, Snarl, Flare Blitz, and Fake Out. I cannot stress to you guys enough how important U-Turn is on Incineroar. That move is not filler. When you guys watch these games, you are going to see why U-turn pressure is so good on this team and why it helps enable the Primarina. But for now, Assault Vested, Incineroar, U-turn, you'll see the rest soon. Next up, we got Rillaboom with Miracle Seed. This thing is Terra Grass because sometimes you just need to nuke a Flutter Mane, right? So you go Terra Grass, you Grassy Glide that thing, and you get it right off of the field. Fake Out Pressure is still really strong. High Horsepower so that we can hit Raging Bolt, and Wood Hammer, which is really strong as well. The second and probably most important piece of this team is PORYGON2. PORYGON2 is a well-known Trick Room setter, but on this team, it just really gets to shine because Ice Beam and Tri-Attack has such perfect synergy with Draining Kiss and Hyper Voice. I absolutely love this Pokemon next to Primarina. What you want to do with this team more often than not is lead Primarina plus Incineroar. Your opponent will respect Fake Out, you Calm Mind, you U-turn, turn 2, you go for Trick Room, and there you go. Things start snowballing, things start escalating. Really strong combination. This Porygon is super bulky. Terra Ghost in case you need to dodge a Fake Out, a close combat, an extreme speed, anything like that. That's what makes the Porygon really special. Tri-Attack, Trick Room, Recover, Ice Beam, really standard set, really good. A lot of people love to oops, sorry guys, I'm getting a phone call. A lot of people love to double protect on the last turn of Trick Room, and you can take advantage of that by just spamming Recover. Last but not least, we have our secondary mode of this team, which is Latias plus Goldengo. What you can do with Latias Dengo is versus certain balance teams that are really strong versus Trick Room, you can just go ahead and set up a Tailwind plus Make It Rain combination that is amazing. Also, Choice Specs Dengo with Trick is really good versus the Trick Room mirror match. You'd be surprised. You put that thing on like a Ursaluna or a Cresselia and it just nerfs them completely. Really powerful coverage, really strong Pokemon. The Latias is also very strong. Mist Ball, Tailwind, Ice Beam. You guys are gonna love this team. Primarina is awesome. If you guys could give me more than 10 comments, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the Pokepaste for this over in the YouTube comments. But for now, guys, drop a like, a comment, a sub. I am a small YouTuber. It means the world to me. Enjoy the video, enjoy the games. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. And we have Chien-Pao Entei. It's just such a popular core right now. Chien-Pao Entei, Raging Bolt, Dragonite, Flutter Mane, Water Ogerpon. Okay, so Primarina's really good here. I think my strategy versus these teams is like semi-linear, like not too linear. But I think I definitely want to go Instant plus Primarina. That way I can pressure Fake Out, get my Calm Mind running. And then it just becomes a matter of, the thing is Dragonite's actually very scary. But we're gonna do what we can. Bringing in the Porygon to threaten with Trick Room is very, very strong. And then the question becomes, who do I want my last slot to be? Rillaboom is decent. Given that they're E-Speed spam, I really want to consider bringing in Goldengo. Because Goldengo offensively looks pretty good here. The Entei could be a bit scary, but I don't think they're bringing Entei. Goldengo or Rillaboom? Goldengo or Rillaboom? Who do I bring? In Trick Room, the Dango is like definitely solid. It's just, it might be faster than some of the mons that they have here. Water Ogerpon, is it scary? I think I actually will go Goldengo here. It's a little bit weird. I feel like maybe Rillaboom was better. It's just Rillaboom has such a difficult time into the Dragonite. And, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should have just go ahead and went with the Rilla. But, I mean, Goldengo kind of accomplishes the same thing. They both pressure the Flutter Mane and Trick Room here. It just kind of depends what they're looking to do. So they lead Chien-Pao, D-Knight. This is definitely the scariest lead for me to deal with here, for sure. Because they pressure me so much with just Terra normal E-Speed, you know? Now, you could argue I can just protect the Primarina here. Not even bother getting up a Calm Mind. Because, like, if I just go for Hyper Voice, it's pretty good. But I think getting up one Calm Mind is pretty important here. So I get up the Calm Mind, and then do I fake out the POW slot, or do I go for this U-turn play? I think the POW protects. I think I'm going to go for this U-turn play out of the Incineroar here, because I think POW's going to protect, or just switch. That kind of works too. Who are they switching in, though? Ogerpon? Okay, I kind of wish I would have U-turned the POW slot, but the POW is just so likely to protect. Now, this is Terra Normal, I assume, but the thing about him going Terra Normal is that's not as much damage without the Chien-Pao here. But he does also now get access to Follow Me, which could be really scary. So here comes the Extreme Speed into the Primarina slot, I assume. It's going to do a lot of damage. We are going to hold on. U-turn into the Dragonite slot. A critical hit might mean something. It's pretty not bad. The thing is with Ogerpon, I can't spam water moves here. But I can definitely still go ahead and set up this Trick Room, which is definitely what I want to do. Okay, so Porygon is here. Primarina sets up a Calm Mind. Now, they double the Porygon, right? Or do they just knock out the Primarina? And does Porygon live to double up? The thing is I'm either gonna get Trick Room or... Okay, so I think I just attack here, right? The question is who do I want to attack, and do I commit my Terra? Oh, I don't think I commit Terra. I think this is what I do. I think I go for Draining Kiss into the Dragonite slot to gain a little bit of health. And then I think I am going to go Terra Ghost on the Porygon and go ahead and set up Trick Room here. Because with this, they can't E-Speed my Porygon, right? And I'm just assuming that they're banded here because they did a lot of damage to our Primarina. And that was without Sword of Ruin, right? So I think this is really good for me. We're going to go Ghost. Yep, Extreme Speed into Porygon. Yes! Let's go, baby! Big Ivy Cudgel. I just gotta live one Cudgel. Even if he crits, I'm pretty sure I live. Big Draining Kiss is gonna go ahead and steal back some health for my Primarina. We absolutely love to see that. And then Trick Room goes up. So now the question becomes, what do we do here, right? Because now he can E-Speed my Primarina. So but I do live in E-Speed is the thing. So do I take my turn of offense here? Or do I protect and then target down this Dragonite with Tri-Attack? He does have Flutter Mane. But what are the odds he switches into Flutter Mane, right? I mean, he could, I guess. Tri-Attack into the Dragonite. Okay, we're gonna go for this. I think he's gonna E-Speed the Primarina here, so I think the Protect is the play. Because Dragonite's E-Speed is what we're the most afraid of. Yep. E-Speed into Primarina is just going to go into a Protect. Now we get off a nice Tri-Attack. I assume this knocks out. Oh my god, it doesn't knock out. That's bad. He does double the slot, though. But, I mean, alright, I get another turn of healing. I think this is fine. I think this is okay. I don't know if I live E-Speed plus... I could just switch it to Dango here. That's actually insane of a play if I switch it to Dango. I think I will switch into Dango, actually. And I think I'm going to... Tri-Attack into the Ogerpon here. Because they're not expecting me to give up my Calm Mind boost, but I think that's okay, because now I'm just setting myself up for a big Make It Rain the turn after, right? Because this Dragonite can't Protect, so he's going to switch into something that doesn't want to take a Make It Rain, right? And then I can also heal up my Porygon, and I could just get Trick Room back up again. So like, yeah, I'm making this very complicated, because unfortunately Tri-Attack did not pick up, but I think this is the right play for me. He goes for Spiky Shield, which means he cannot Spiky Shield this turn, which is pretty important for me, right? So I go for Tri-Attack. Now, he could swap in Flutter Mane, but then Flutter Mane's just going to go down to Make It Rain here. So I go for the Make It Rain. I have all the offensive pressure in the world. And then I go for Tri-Attack here into the Ogerpon slot. Because he just has to switch, or he has to click E-Speed into nothing, right? It's so good for me. He can't Protect, even if he has Flutter Mane, or if he doesn't have Flutter Mane, he's just spamming E-Speed anyway. He's gonna let his Dragonite go down, which is the correct play. So Tri-Attack into Ogerpon, pretty good damage. Here's Make It Rain on both slots with Specs. Ogerpon does live it pretty well, although the Ogerpon should go down to another Tri-Attack here, unless he's going for Horn Leech, which he might be. And Horn Leech would be a really good play for him. He goes for Cudgel. Cudgel into whom? To Dango. Okay, that's about half damage. I'm totally okay with this. Here comes the Chien-Pao. Now, I imagine this is the last turn of Trick Room, right? This is the last turn of Trick Room. So what I do is I click Make It Rain and I click Recover, so that I heal back to full and I force him to try to stop me from setting up Trick Room again, right? That's kind of the play here. So let's hit Recover. Because all he has to do is double Protect, right? And it's fairly obvious. I could have actually switched into Incineroar, but the problem with that is if they just happen to attack. Oh, they just Sucker Punched a Dango. Oh, that works too. Yeah, I kind of didn't really respect that option. And they're not even protecting on the Ogerpon slot either. That's kind of crazy. So now I'm right back to where I was. So my opponent outplayed me that turn for sure, which is really scary. The dimensions do return back to normal. So now I can bring out Incineroar. The thing is I'm gonna get Trick Room up again, is the thing. We know that this Ogerpon shouldn't be able to... I mean, I'm going to fake out the Ogerpon, actually, because I don't think Chien-Pao can take out Porygon here. So I'm going to go ahead and fake out the Ogerpon, and I'm going to set up Trick Room. Alright, so... Man, this game is so weird. This game went from, like, free. I misplayed that turn. If I would have just swapped in my Incin there... Oh, it would have been so much better, because then my Porygon would have had more health. Things would have just been really good for me. Now my opponent's got to make some hard reads here, right? They've used their Terra already. He knows I can fake out. Sucker Punch is not the safest thing. He Spiky Shields, so he gets that Protect, right? Did Chien-Pao just also Protect? Wow, he would have given me his Sash. He just kind of calls the turn. That's a little crazy, honestly. I'm very surprised at the way my opponent is playing. Sacred Sword into Incin is going to do a good amount of damage. Trick Room does go up here. So now I want to U-turn the Ogerpon? Will that knock out? You guys think U-turn into Ogerpon knocks out? And then, am I dead to Sucker? I think I want to recover this turn. Wow, no Protect from the Chen Pao. This guy is just like totally okay with the Chen Pao just getting murderfied. But the U-turn is going to knock out the Ogre Pawn. That's actually so huge for me. That is legitimately so huge. Now, he didn't Sucker Punch, which means he probably Sacred Sworded Instant again. Primarina feels like a good switch in here. He's down to his last 2 Mons, so the switching in Intimidate spam should be really, really good for me. He goes for Sacred Sword into Primarina, which does just way more than it should. Oh, it crit me. Okay, I was gonna say, at -1 into a Fairy type, I'm not really feeling that damage, per se. Now, who's the last Mon here? This is the big mystery on whether or not we can win. It's Fluttermane, which is not great. Not great, really. So the thing is, right, okay, so he can Sucker Punch. He can definitely Sucker Punch here. But if he Sucker Punches... Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to Draining Kiss the Chen Pao slot. And I think I am going to swap into Incineroar here. The problem is there's no pressure on the... you know what? If I double the POW and I get no damage, that's also really, really bad. Alright, I'm just going to Ice Beam the Flutter, I think... Because I have to get Incineroar in safe. He does go for Sucker, but at -1, it's just not enough damage. Ice Beam into the Fluttermane slot. A little bit of Chip, a Freeze would be crazy. Alright, Draining Kiss into Chen Pao is going to heal up my Primarina to almost full here. Okay, so Primarina's at full health, which is really, really cool. Shadow Ball into Porygon. Okay, now is this Fluttermane Specs? That's what's going to decide this game, because I have enough turns of Trick Room where Incineroar always wins here. I can also go for a Hyper Voice, aka Water Voice, and that'll pick up on both slots. That Chen Pao's gotta Protect. I mean, Fake Out is like, you know what I mean? But we're just going to go for Hyper Voice here. We're going to go for Hyper Voice, and we are going to go for Flare Blitz into the Fluttermane slot. Alright guys, this is it. This is the turn that decides the game. I'm pretty sure I win here. Barring Sucker Punch crit into Incineroar, but like there's just no way. You already crit me once. There's no way you crit me again. Surely. Surely there's no way. Alright, so the Chen Pao does go for Protect. Now, does Fluttermane also have Protect? Okay, Fluttermane does not have Protect. So now the Hyper Voice is going to chip down the Fluttermane a little bit more. So now Flare Blitz should not KO my guy. Okay, perfect. And now how many turns are left? Because now this Chen Pao is single target, and Chen Pao can never beat Primarina. And that's why Primarina is so strong, because there's so much Chen Pao in the format, and Primarina just deals with it. Like, just get dealt with, honestly. Alright, Draining Kiss into the Chen Pao, and Flare Blitz into the Chen Pao. And that should be GG's. That is how you take down a meta team with Primarina and Porygon. Shout out to my opponent. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. And this is a very, very, very weird game, because my opponent has Water Shifu and also Water Ogre. I mean, maybe that's Dark Shifu. If it's Dark Shifu, I mean, I guess. They've also got Glamora, which is kind of insane. The question is do I bring Rillaboom or do I bring Goldengo here? I think it's Rillaboom. I think we go with our core 4 here. In terms of flexibility for healing, priority, things of that nature, I think these 4 are good. So Latias and Goldengo are really, really strong, but I haven't had a good game for Latias here. Just because everybody is just running Tailwind right now, right? So just versus that, my core 4 is really, really good for me, I think. Whereas the Latias is just good into balance, where balance is good into my core 4. So he leads Urshifu. It is Single Strike Urshifu, by the way. Single Strike Urshifu makes this kind of so much better for me, if I'm being honest. Because I can go Terra Fairy. I can set up a Calm Mind here, which is pretty cool. And then I can just simply go for a U-turn into Torn, I think is what I want to do. Oh, but the problem is Torn has Taunt, right? The problem is Torn has Taunt. So I don't wanna bring in the Porygon in front of the Torn, but maybe I do, and then I just start clicking like Ice Beam and stuff, right? Yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and U-turn the Tornadus here. I think Urshifu protects or switches. This works for me, because I still get the free Calm Mind boost. They do bring out Ogerpon. I'm now base Fairy, which is cool. Versus Ogerpon, I'm actually very interested into switching into Rillaboom and just seeing if I could one-shot it with Terra... Well, I can't Terra Grass, right? So I guess that's that. But I can swap right back into Incineroar here. Oh, he taunts me. Oh, that's... Really? This is the lead and you taunt Primarina? I just kind of disagree, but I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just not a huge fan of that turn. I mean, they got me, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know. And then if I Hyper Voice, I'm just healing this Ogerpon. It's probably gonna Spiky Shield here. I know he's Rocky Helmet, so I could fake out the Torn. Just try to slow play this. Okay, let's slow play this, I guess. Yeah, I guess I should have seen that coming. I just don't see why you don't set up Tailwind on me. He withdraws the Ogerpon here. This guy's just kind of playing patty cake. Brings out Entei. I mean, that's fine. I really wish I would have went for that water move now. That would have been cool. He hits me with a little bit of Rocky Helmet, but that's fine. We're going to get some Draining Kiss damage into the Torn. Now, this is going to be a pathetically low amount of damage. I mean, that was actually pretty okay. It might go ahead and die here to a Hyper Voice then, which is cool. I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and click here. And then once the Torn is gone, now I'm free to pivot in Porygon at my leisure here. So I'm going to go ahead and click Hyper Voice, and I'm going to swap Rillaboom into Incineroar here. Once we get rid of the Torn, we should be in a much better position. I just have to be very careful of not losing my Prim. My Prim is in danger of getting doubled up by this Entei Torn right now, but I also could have Grassy Glided the Torn. Ooh, maybe I've made a mistake, but then I lose my Rillaboom. But trading Rillaboom for Torn might have actually felt like a really good play here. It looks like they're not making any switches, which makes me feel somewhat better. But if Primarina folds to this double up, that will be unfortunate, as the kids say. But let's see what they go for here. The Torn just goes for Protect. Okay. Well, that's fine. Entei goes for Snarl. Okay. Alright, so I go for Hyper Voice here. I'm gonna get some damage down into the Entei slot. Super effective. Now, I feel like he's gonna switch into the Ogerpon here, because he knows I would fake out. He knows I would fake out the Torn, right? So Primarina shakes off the taunt here. Alright, I'm going to Draining Kiss this slot, and also Flare Blitz it. No, wait, U-turn is really good here, right? Because if it's Ogerpon, and then I just pivot again... Yeah, I think U-turn's good. Okay, so this is Ogerpon, right? Well, Ogerpon's gonna take a Draining Kiss plus a U-turn here. Basically, we're playing this game in a way where he's trying so hard to stop my Trick Room. And kind of what I'm doing is just whittling away at his team. Now, he is gonna commit Terra to Entei. He's actually gonna make his Entei Terra Grass. I'm cool with that. Totally okay with that. He's going for Snarl, which once again is not that big a deal here, especially since I'm going to swap out my Primarina here. But I'm feeling really, really good about the position I put myself in, because now I U-turn to Ogerpon, right? Which is going to do some really, really nice damage. I Draining Kiss the Ogerpon to get it below half. I'm going to bring in the Porygon. Now you have to double up and stop my Trick Room, but I'm going to swap in Incineroar. So unless he crits Porygon, I think we're in a great spot here. Alright, so that's going to do a little bit of damage there. Not too much, but a little bit of damage. He's going to heal up with Grassy Terrain. The Grassy Terrain working against me a little bit because it's kind of getting rid of all this good chip that I've done. But we swap in the Incineroar, and this is the turn where we go for Trick Room here. If I get it, basically, as long as he doesn't crit Ivy Cudgel, I'm pretty sure I get it here. I'm, like, pretty sure. He could also miss Sacred Fire, you know what I mean? Because this thing's Assault Vested, so I don't think it's, like, the strongest thing in the world. So, yeah, as long as we don't get Ivy Cudgel crit into Porygon 2, we should be in a position to win this game. I've kind of finagled it, and I've really, really worked hard to position my opponent into a position where I win. And this is it, right? This is as good as it's gonna get. Considering that he has Taunt Tornadus, this is as good as it's gonna get. Primarina, full health, in the back, ready to late game sweep. Incineroar, -1 onto the Ogerpon here. Porygon goes for Trick Room. Entei is gonna take loads of damage from Ice Beam. This is as good as it gets. Ivy Cudgel into... Oh, he called the Incineroar switch. The problem with that is I just get Trick Room, no? Do I not just get Trick Room here? Yeah, I just double the Entei. I think I give up my Incin here. I just double into Entei. Because Entei is one of his best defensive pivots that he has. And Entei's spamming Snarl on me. I mean, he could follow me, but... Yeah, this is fine. I could U-turn. U-turn into what, though? And does U-turn kill? No. I'm going for Flare Blitz. I want to knock out this Entei for sure. I think it's important that I do. And then I just hit Ice Beam here. And if they follow me, they follow me. And then I'll just take the Ogerpon instead. That's totally fine. It's totally okay by me. You could argue Tri-Attack might have been better, because maybe Tri-Attack picks up Ogerpon, but I don't think it does. I do not think Tri-Attack picks up Ogerpon here. I'm assuming you get Ogerpon switches or Spiky Shields. That's absolutely perfect. Totally fine by me. Now we're going to get a Ice Beam into the Entei. Is going to do a decent amount of damage considering I'm -1. Flare Blitz should pick up the Entei here. Yep. Now my Incineroar might die to Recoil. If that's the case, that's completely okay. I just bring in the Rillaboom and I go a little bit crazy. Because I don't think Torn lives Ice Beam from Porygon. Yeah, and then I just Wood Hammer. Well, I guess I Grassy Glide the Ogerpon so that goes first. Or I bring in Primarina and I start... No, I can't Hyper Voice. I gotta bring in the Rilla here. Okay, so bringing in Rilla's a little bit scary because now he can, well, he still has Dark Shifu. But Primarina always beats Dark Shifu, right? I feel like you have to bring in the Torn here and start protecting. I also have Fake Out if I'm scared of Dark Shifu. So yeah, they bring in the Dark Shifu. The thing is it's gonna swap, no? Can't protect. You know what? I'm just gonna Grassy Glide the Ogerpon slot, and I am going to try attack the Urshifu slot. He could call double protect. I guess if I try attack this slot, then... yeah, this is fine. This play is fine. Okay, so he withdraws Ogerpon. So I need Grassy Glide to knock out Tornadus here. Which is possible. I mean, I'm Miracle Seed in Grassy Terrain. I got my targeting correct. That's good. I got my targeting correct. So I think we win here. Okay, that's fine. But this is why we targeted the Torn slot. Rocky Helmet, Chip, sure. That's fine. Now we just double the Urshifu slot, and that should be GG's, right? That should be GG's. Because I don't know how Ogerpon ever beats the Rillaboom. So as long as we don't let Dark Shifu beat Rillaboom, we're okay here. And yes, you can go for Sucker, but Grassy Glide also plays around Sucker here. So we will Grassy Glide Dark Shifu and try attack Dark Shifu. Could follow me. This is fine. This is fine. The Grassy Glide will play around the Sucker Punch, I guess. Maybe I should have Wood Hammered. The problem is what if this doesn't pick up Urshifu, right? Then I'm in maybe a position to lose here. But then again, probably not, because I still got Primarina. Alright, so the Ogerpon goes for Follow Me. This is what Grassy Glide covers a little bit, because I should pick up here. Nice. Okay, perfect. And so now Tri Attack will go into the Urshifu slot, and that's going to go ahead and guarantee my victory. Alright, yo, Porygon and Primarina as a core just actually carry so hard. Alright, so Rillaboom lives. That's pretty much guaranteeing that this is a GG here. But I always had Terra Fairy Primarina in the back to guarantee the win. So we go Tri Attack here. He's probably going to cancel the game because the writing's on the wall. But that was a really well-played game. You guys see how I had to position my Pokemon in a way to guarantee the win. And I'm really happy that you guys got to see the power of this team. Yeah. Alrighty, here we go. And we have Entei Pal, Ogerpon, Raging Bolt, Fluttermane, and Lando. This is a very meta composition. This is a really good team. Primarina has like pretty solid typing into this. The only thing that's super effective into us on their entire team is the Raging Bolt. And if they go ahead and lead Raging Bolt, and then that's something I could definitely kind of deal with a little bit. They don't have any fake out pressure, so I definitely like having my own fake out pressure here outside of the Entei. But Entei doesn't really threaten the Primarina with too much here. So I feel like Incineroar plus Primarina can definitely get some setup going on here. Porygon seems pretty good, and then I would imagine Rillaboom is really good too. The only thing I'm scared of is Rillaboom is weak to 1, 2, 3 of their Mons, which could be very scary. How does Goldengo look here? Specs Dango. I mean, if I can get Trick Room going, Specs Dango could be really good for me. But also it could just go down to a Sucker here. I think I'll bring the original 4, the core 4. And this, if this is gonna work, this is gonna be a really strong Primarina game, right? This is gonna be basically set up the Primarina, hope that it's able to get some really strong knockouts after a Calm Mind or 2. And then we kind of take it from there. And we see how it goes. I like Instant's flexibility here. I think Raging Bolt is the only thing I necessarily fear. They're going to go with Entei Chien-Pao. Now, this Chien-Pao can go for Terra Ghost, which is always possible. But I'm not sure the Terra Ghost is like the most amazing thing in the world. Just given the fact that they would be using their Terra and not getting too much out of it, right? So in this case, I want to hold my water typing. I think I want to stay as is. I want to set up a Calm Mind. The question is do I fake out the Chien-Pao, or do I just go ahead and U-turn into the Entei here? Because that Chien-Pao might just protect, right? So I think I kind of want to just U-turn into Entei, and then I can get Porygon in, and I can work on setting up Trick Room, right? So I think that's the best play for me. I'm hoping, well, it looks like they're Terastallizing, so I'm guessing this is Ghost Chien-Pao. Oh, they're Terastallizing Entei into Grass. Are you Terra Blast? Is this like Terra Blast Entei? Oh my god, that would be horrible. Alright, the Chien-Pao does go for Protect, so I feel really good about my... Oh my god, it's Terra Blast. That's awful. And so unlucky, because oh my lord. I'm 252 defense, by the way. That's, just really unfortunate luck. Because my, like, really? I guess. I mean, generally speaking, I made the perfect turn 1 play. I was actually going to be in a really advantageous position with a Calm Mind Primarina up in Trick Room. This is not over necessarily, but it's definitely not great, right? It's definitely not great. So we're going to get down another Intimidate here. Entei's attack does not lower. Now, I can Fake Out, which would guarantee me the Trick Room here, and I guess that's what I want to go for. I could go Terra Dragon, which doesn't really matter too much. I guess I'm going to Fake Out the Chen Pao slot, and I'm just going to set up Trick Room here. I'm still in this game. I'm just so upset that it was actually free, and this dude just so happens to be Terra Blast. And he hits a really high range. That's like 252 Adamant Entei, I would imagine. That is a very bulky Entei, gamers. Now, this thing might have E-Speed, and it might be looking to E-Speed the Incineroar slot. So I think I'm down to switch into Rillaboom here, and I am down to start going for the damage here. I guess Ice Beam into Entei is fine. We want to get rid of the priority. This also covers a weird, like, Sucker Punch option. The Chen Pao is -2. So I don't really fear, like, Ice Spinner into the slot or anything like that. I think this is a good switch for me, because Rillaboom is also going to be able to put on some really good pressure. They don't Extreme Speed, so I could have just Flare Blitzed the Chen Pao and picked up a double knockout here, which is kind of crazy, huh? What move is your Chen Pao going for here? He Sacred Swords into the Rilla, but at -2, it just does nothing, right? How do we want to play this? How do we want to play? So they've used their Terra, right? That's the important thing here. Trick Room is up. This game is still winnable. I just cannot believe you're Terra Blast Entei. Like, of all the things you could be, Woodhammer into Flutter Mane is probably going to do a lot of damage here. I'm going to Woodhammer the Flutter. I don't think this Chen Pao can knock out my Rillaboom. I will go ahead and try attack into the Chen Pao slot here. I think that covers for everything. The Chen Pao switches out. I don't think they have any other Ghost on their team, so Lando's gonna take a try attack. Oh man, if that was Ice Beam, that would have been insane. Now the Intimidate scares me a little bit because now maybe Woodhammer doesn't get the knockout on Flutter Mane. Try attack still does really good damage here. Woodhammer at -1 maybe knocks out. Oh, that's just so unfortunate. Alright, so the Flutter gets a Dazzle, but I mean, that's not like crazy amounts of damage, right? I can spam Grassy Glide into that slot now. So I can Grassy Glide, and then I can try attack that slot. How many turns of Trick Room do I have left? 2 turns of Trick Room here. So yeah, let's go ahead and glide into the Flutter Mane slot. I mean, it'll definitely pick up. And then let's go ahead and go for another try attack into this slot here. This should be fine. I mean, the battle's canceled. Okay, we still win. Alright, GG's. That was a ridiculous game where, like, I cannot believe they had Terra Blast, but that does show the amazing power of Porygon. So GG's to my opponent. Yeah. Alrighty, gamers, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Primarina and Porygon went absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, please drop a like, a comment, a sub. All that good stuff means the world to me. Stay brawling, guys. If you want to go ahead and follow the live stream, I'm over on twitch.tv/brawligjohn. But for now, gamers, thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Yeah.